All right, welcome everybody. Um, to this amazing stream. Okay, maybe not quite so amazing, but welcome regardless. Well, now I feel that I may have worked out some of the technical difficulties that I was having originally, and I'm not entirely sure if I did or didn't. However, um, we're gonna go ahead and hope that everything works out here. The settings seem to be okay today. And yeah, as the very fancy exercise dude said from Family Guy, it's a great way to stay in shape. Pardon me on that. So, uh, a couple good things we're going to talk about today. I was trying to do this yesterday, but quite frankly, it wasn't working out quite right. It was a little funky, lots of lag, lots of delay. Um, I know that normally there's a few second delay from the time you go ahead and start your broadcast to when it actually shows up to everybody. Um, and I'm not entirely sure exactly how long that is. I've tried to time it, and I kind of get variable results from anywhere between 2 seconds and 17 seconds. So, uh, this is at least right now the closest to real time as I can get for everyone. Um, as I go throughout, and one of my big goals is to upgrade my equipment eventually, right? I'm just on a simple Acer laptop, Intel iCore 7, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Using at least currently, a Logitech camera for this. Microphone, it's the computer. So if it sounds like I'm a little far away, it's not just because I'm trying to be far away. It's just, you got to go with what you can at the time. Okay. So now that I'm going to be done talking about all the amazing technical details here, one of the things that I've been looking to do, right, is with these live streams, is talk about a lot of different food things, right? And some of the food things I want to get into talking about happens to be like some fun food trivia, right? I've got videos for fun food trivia. Uh, you, you've seen my little AI dudes talking about it. You've seen me probably talk about a couple of it. And, I know if you haven't seen this yet, be sure to check it out. It may seem quite silly, but some of it's, at least I think some of it's fun and interesting. And you may or may not, okay? Um, so, as I've mentioned before, the streams I'm going to try and keep it to a reasonable 30 minutes to an hour, okay? Somewhere in that frame. Sometimes we might go a little bit over, sometimes we might go a little bit under. A lot of it really just kind of depends on how things are really looking at the time with where I'm wanting to be, where I'm at currently with it, so on and so forth, okay? So, with that being said, you know, for the, I'm going to go ahead and before I jump into this amazing list of things that I'm going to get into today, right? Um, you know, One of the things that I pulled up was unusual food pairings, right? And before I get into this amazing list, I think I'll give everyone a chance, or some more people, about a minute or so here to try and hop on if any more are going to hop on before I get into it. Um, and we'll just kind of go from there for a second, okay? Now, throughout the course of these streams, of course, we all tend to drink things like water or whatever. A lot of people tend to. Um, Zevia. This one's cola flavored, right? And if some of y'all are thinking, if like anyone watching looks at this and goes, "Oh, that's gross," well, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I like it, but it's not everyone's cup of tea because it isn't a sugar soda. It's a sugar-free soda. So welcome to the stream. For anyone who's recently joined, some things I'm going to talk about today. I pulled up a list of 10 unusual food pairings that surprisingly work really well together. Okay, so stick around for that. Actually, um, one, I was talking about the live stream earlier. Chat's open. Please ask as many questions as you want if you feel like it. If you don't, that's all right. And if you want to sit there and go, "You look like a funny looking dude," right at the camera, and you think I'm watching you, please go ahead and call me a funny looking dude. I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings any. All right. So welcome to the stream. All right, I've got some more people today, so I think it's fair for those of you who heard. I'm gonna do a list, a top 10 list of um, unusual food pairings that I ended up pulling, and I think some of these might surprise you. I think some of them are good, some aren't so good. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna get into is um, this list. Okay, watermelon and feta cheese. Okay, this is the first thing on the list, right? Watermelon and feta cheese. I've personally had this combination. I think it's pretty good because watermelon's got this sweetness, this juiciness to it, and feta, while it's a harder cheese, it's also kind of creamy once you like start eating it, and the creaminess, the tartness, kind of really pairs well together with watermelon. And one of the places where I've had this is on a salad, and it's crazy because some of these salads, some of these little summertime salads, amazing stuff to do with watermelon and feta. Always definitely worth looking at. Okay, all right. How many? If you're currently watching, go ahead and let me know if you've ever had, feta cheese with a fruit like a watermelon or strawberry. Right. A lot of times restaurants will pair strawberry with it, but I think it's worth trying with watermelon too. I mean, I've had it. I like the combination. I'm not saying like eat it like a watermelon sandwich with feta in the middle, but it's always worth a try. So the next interesting food pairing that you may have not tried, I haven't tried this one personally, but it's peanut butter and pickles. Okay, now I think peanut butter and pickles could be a really interesting combination, and the reason I say that is because peanut butter's got this kind of nuttiness, this sweetness to it, and it's kind of creamy, and pickle is kind of vinegary. It's really tart, and I could see it working on the grounds that the nuttiness kind of counteracts that tartness. I haven't personally tried it, but if it's a combination you've tried, let me know. If it's something you're willing to try, at some point come back, let me know how it tastes. I'm not sure that I'm going to try it, but heck, maybe I'll make a video of me trying the combination in the future, just because why not? Okay. Um, anyways, if you're now just joining me, welcome. Thank you for joining. Doing a top 10 list of strange food pairings. So these strange food pairings, we're on to so far. I've covered watermelon and feta, peanut butter and pickle, and now I'm moving on to bacon and maple syrup. Okay. Now, when I say maple syrup, I do not mean like your Mrs. Buttersworth or your Pearl Milk Company, or formerly known as Aunt Jemima. Okay. I mean like maple syrup, like Canadian style maple syrup. Now, I'll give you a fun little treat here with this. Okay, I've had bacon and maple syrup, and I think what you'll enjoy with bacon and maple syrup is this recipe that I'm coming up with. Okay, so what you'll do with bacon and maple syrup at some time, right, is go ahead and lay out your bacon on a sheet, okay, on a flat sheet, and then sprinkle it with a hint of cayenne pepper, not too much, but just a little bit, and then pour the maple syrup over the top. Bake it for about 18 to 21 minutes. Your oven should be preheated to about 385 if it's a conventional oven. If it's convectional, which means it's got the fan in the back, about 370. Okay, 18 to 21 minutes, and enjoy. Now, if you like it a little bit crunchier, don't do too much longer than 24 minutes because the sugars in the maple syrup will start to burn. And if you've ever had burnt syrup, it's not very good. Okay. Next combination here is chocolate and avocado. I have not tried this combination yet myself. However, if you go to, say, like a Whole Foods or natural grocers, you'll see it in their dessert aisle where they have avocado balls dipped in chocolate. Um, what I've read on Reddit about is a lot of people tend to like it. I think it sounds kind of interesting because avocado is really creamy and fatty tasting, and chocolate. I think if you did paired it with like a dark chocolate, which I don't, which I think these balls are like dip are the dark chocolate, dipped in dark chocolate. They may be milk chocolate. I don't remember. I could see it working if it's a dark chocolate, but if it's a milk chocolate, I think it might be a little too sweet in the combination area. So the next interesting combination here, I've personally tried, I love it, is strawberries and balsamic vinegar. Specifically, a balsamic vinegar glaze is what I've used, but balsamic vinegar, like if you've heard of balsamic vinaigrette, just take out the oil and bam, you got the balsamic vinegar. This combination is actually pretty good because balsamic vinegar is already kind of tart and vinegary, but it's also got a sweet, like a sweet subtleness to it, a subtle sweetness to it, excuse me, and the strawberries being mildly tart with that sweetness to it. It's kind of like this weird uh, mixture where it works really well together. It's a great salad pairing, especially with if you pair it with like something like feta cheese. I know it seems like tart on tart and tart. It might come across as a weird pairing. It's not too bad, so always give it a try. All right, number six excuse me, number five on my list is French fries and ice cream. So if anyone who's watching has tried a frosty with French fries, I think what you'll find interesting about it is that there is um, it's nice to have that starchiness of the potato from the French fry, and you dip it in ice cream. Now, if you've had it with Wendy's, you know you dip your French fry in the frosty, and it kind of tastes pretty good. If you do it with regular ice cream, hey, I've done it. It's not a bad combination, and the reason why it works so well is that starchiness from the potato really offsets the sweetness of the ice cream while you still get the flavor. You don't kind of get that ick feeling from eating the ice cream. And if it's a snack that you've ever tried before, comment on this. Let me know. I think it's really delicious. I like it. So the next interesting combination that I've tried this, um, and a lot of people have maybe knowingly or unknowingly, is pineapple and cheese. And when I say cheese, I don't mean like a cheddar cheese. I'm talking more of like a creamier cheese. On a pizza, you're typically going to get like mozzarella or something like that. But no, you could try it with like a Gruyere, a Baby Bell spreadable cheese on top of pineapple. And the reason it works so well is those enzymes in the pineapple help complement the creaminess of the cheese and helps really bring out some of the flavors. And it's a surprising combination, but always worth trying. All right, next interesting combination that I got is banana and bacon. Now, if you've ever heard of Caribbean cuisine or island style cuisine, you'll hear of like bacon wrapped plantains, and I know plantains kind of like a tart banana. No, what I'm talking about here is a regular yellow chiquita banana or dole banana, whatever you want to, whatever brand banana you like. Um, so if you take banana and you wrap it in bacon and you grill it until the bacon's crispy, it does come out nice and soft, but that saltiness of the bacon really helps elevate the flavor of the banana, and you don't get some kind of funkiness out of it. So definitely worth trying. Okay. So the next combination that I'm going to go ahead and talk about here with everyone, I've never tried this. I'm not sure I want to try it. Um, I, this is one that I saw on Reddit is olives and orange. That uh, I don't know. It kind of sounds like something a pregnant woman would probably eat, and that's not a knock at pregnant women. We know how cravings can be, but no, this is something that a lot of Reddit users talked about was olives and orange. And when I talk about when I they talk about the olives here, they're not talking about black olives. They're talking about orange olive, or not. Sorry, excuse me, not orange olives. Who's heard of an orange olive? Green olives. Yes, the kind that's got the red pimentos in it. So they've talked about pairing that, and the note that I have on that is the brininess of the olives really helps bring out the citrusy notes of the orange. I haven't tried it, so I'm not sure my taste buds are brave enough to. So if you watch this and you're interested in trying it, please be my guest and let me know how it goes. Okay. All right. Um, Now, before I get into the number one uh, interesting flavor combination, we'll take a second here, and I'm going to throw at you a fun food trivia. Um, Now, I'm sure you've seen some of these on my channel already, and if you haven't, please go check it out. It's in my shorts. So, you just go ahead and click on my name, bam, right above me here, somewhere up here, and go check out my shorts. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But let me go ahead and give you a fun food trivia, right? And this is to press your family and friends. So, ramen actually used to be a luxury item in Japan before it became a staple worldwide of just a cheap food for everyone to eat. Ramen was actually invented by this Japanese man, the instant ramen as we know it. His name was Momofuku Ando, excuse me, in 1958. So that's some fun food trivia. That is where instant ramen got its start. Okay. Now I'll give you one more. Right. Give you one more fun food trivia. Okay. And this is straight off of the fact that we just got done talking about pineapples and cheese. This has nothing to do with cheese. However, here's another fun food trivia to impress your family and friend with. Pineapples were actually once so rare and coveted that they were considered a symbol of wealth and hospitality, really an opulent kind of treat. In 18th century Europe, people would actually just go ahead and rent out pineapples to take to parties just to show off their wealth and flaunt how wealthy they really were. So, a little fun food trivia here for you. We'll come back to some more here uh, not too long from now. All right. So getting into this, the last number one uh, interesting food pairing item that I have of the day is blueberries and steak. Yep, I said it, blueberries and steak. So why blueberries and steak is such an interesting combination. I could see this working because if you did it like as a blueberry cheese mixture of some sort, right? I don't know what's a good combination. Pick a semi-soft or a soft cheese and mix it with some blueberry and add it to the top of your steak. It may actually be a pretty decent combination. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't tried it. That's one of those that I may look up a recipe or I may come up with something to see. And, it may be a video I try later on in the future. I don't know. But the idea is, blueberries are kind of tart, steak is kind of savory. And when you mix the two together, it's supposed to really complement each other. Where I think it would get me is the fact that blueberries are kind of semi-sweet as it is. Um, I mean, it'd be a healthy meal though. You think about it, you get plenty of antioxidants, some nutrients, and you get a lot of protein from a steak. So, um, definitely worth a try. Okay. Um, so that's my top 10 list of the day. I don't have too. I'll try next time I jump on a stream. I'll come up with another top 10 list here for you. So to kind of recap what I talked about with this, we have number 10 was watermelon and feta cheese. Number 9 was peanut butter and pickle. Number 8 was bacon and maple syrup, although that one I think a lot of people have tried. Number 7, chocolate and avocado. Number 6, strawberries and balsamic vinegar. Number 5, French fries and ice cream. Number 4, pineapple and cheese. Number 3, banana and bacon. Number 2, olives and orange. Green olives, mind you, not black. And number 1, blueberries and steak. As I said, this is a 10 interesting items list. And if you're not catching this on live, don't worry. You're going to go ahead and see this as a video not too long from now that I'm going to make as a short because I can. Might as well, right? So that's 10 interesting food combinations. Okay. Now, with a few more minutes on the day, um, something I'd like to go ahead and give everyone here is a little bit more food knowledge, right? A little fun food trivia, okay? So, all right. So, here's another fun food trivia that you can impress your families and friends with, right? Sandwiches was actually named after John Montague, who was the fourth Earl of Sandwich. Apparently he loved gambling so much. John Montague loved gambling so much that he decided to request that his meals be brought to him um, between two slices of bread. And typically at the time that these guys were eating just meat upon meat, so he had his caretakers, his assistants, bring him meat between two slices of bread. And being that he was the Earl of Sandwich, he aptly so named it the Sandwich. And this is while he was gambling. So, a little fun food knowledge for you there. And, well, if you're ever out gambling in Vegas or if you're ever, anywhere where you can legally gamble, you want to come up with your own fun food combination. Just call yourself the Earl of, I don't know, beverages and name something after whatever you want to come up with. Okay, and I'll go ahead and actually give you another fun food trivia since I'm on a roll and I feel like doing this, right? Did you know that grapes can actually explode in the microwave? Grapes actually, because of their skin, the contact with the microwaves can create a plasma like effect, which can cause it to spark and poof, explode. And when say explode, it's not going to blow up like if you throw a fork or a metal fork or any kind of metal object in the fridge, but the grape itself will poof explode and the contents can catch on fire. Um, I haven't tried it out, but I saw somebody do it in a video, and that was quite interesting to me. And then, of course, another one. Why cheat you on any? Okay. Uh, did you know that the world's most expensive cheese, poulet, comes from Serbia and is made from donkey's milk? Now, I don't know about you. I've never had donkey's milk. I've never had poulet, but because of the rarity of the ingredients used in it, it can cost up to a whopping $1,000 per pound. And if you are looking at it for the metric conversion, yes, metric convert it. Somebody tell me what a pound is in metric. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at those kind of conversions. However, it's a labor intensive milk or a process to create this poulet, and the type of milk used is donkey's milk, and that's a very rare type of milk to get. Although you'd be like, well, there's a lot of donkeys. How's it so rare? Don't worry about it. I don't know. Serbia, enjoy. But yeah, that's why it could cost up to $1,000 per pound. And we'll go ahead and give you another one. Did you know that cucumbers are technically considered a fruit and not a vegetable? So cucumbers actually belong to the same family as melons and squash, and they all, weirdly enough, develop from what is considered to be a cucumber plant. Melons and squash do. The biggest difference is, I'm sure, is if you've ever had a melon or a squash, is you could taste the difference and see a difference in the texture. So you know, I think that's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. Um, so right now, I know I've got a couple people watching the stream right now. Uh, I invite you, please ask any questions about food, food prep stuff, recipe stuff. I don't call myself the go-to chef here. Oh, wrong way. You get it. You get which direction I'm trying to go. I don't call myself the go-to chef without being able to want to pass on some knowledge into to you because maybe there's something interesting you want to know. Um, I was actually just asked the other day. My killdozer died. How do I repair it? And I had to tell the person, hey, it's BattleBots. Go enjoy some BattleBots. I don't know. I'm not mechanically sound enough to tell somebody how to fix killdozer. And if you don't know what BattleBots is, go ahead and Google it. I think you'll be interested in watching some of those videos on YouTube. Not that I'm trying to necessarily plug anyone else's channels, but I think it's still quite interesting. Um, but no, I got some pretty good questions the other day about baking and why cakes could come out super dense. So please, if you have questions, go ahead and ask it. And if not, I'm gonna go ahead and go into another fun food fact for everybody here. Okay. So while I'm waiting on anyone to ask any questions, um, another fun food trivia here to impress your family and friends. Did you know that chocolate was once used as currency? The ancient Aztecs and Mayans valued cocoa beans excuse me, how it's pronounced is cacao beans, but cocoa beans, otherwise, if you want to know it as, they covered it so highly that they used it as a form of currency um, when they were doing their trades for goods and services. They weren't actually introduced to the concept of using gold as currency until the Spaniards arrived in the area and the Portuguese. So far, I hope you guys are watching or actually enjoying some of these fun food facts. Um, I actually, if you click on my name above here, right? So up in this area, actually it's a little bit further above. If you click on my name, go check out my shorts. I'm up to 39 fun food facts that I've done in shorts. And then of course I got a bunch of other videos that show how to make some recipes and some various other things. But I will press forward. So here's another fun food trivia piece to impress your families and friends with. Did you know that chili peppers contain this compound called capsaicin? And if you did, don't laugh. Well, okay, you can laugh probably because the fact is too good. But before you dismiss me on this, right? Um, Capsaicin tends to trick your brain into thinking that your mouth is on fire. So when you eat the spicy food that causes you to sweat, your body's also releasing endorphins, which gives you somewhat of a natural high. Okay. And that's why you'll see people super addicted to spicier and spicier food, is because the spicier the food is, the more endorphins your body releases, even though your mouth feels like you're in the seventh level of, well, we'll call it hell. And if you don't believe in hell, Hades. And if you don't believe in that, I don't know, pick a fiery pit and go to the seventh level, and maybe your mouth feels like that. All right. And I've got a little bit more time left, so we'll go ahead with another fun food fact. Did you know that the largest hamburger in the world weighed a whopping 3,591 pounds? Okay. That's kind of big. Okay. So 3,591 pounds. And it was actually cooked up in Michigan in 2017. It took a team of chefs over 14 hours to prepare. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. A burger that big, I think it's a burger that's only really fit for a giant. And this reference may be lost on a lot of people, but I think Andre the Giant could have eaten it. If you watch wrestling, there's this really still rather large man named Paul White now, but he was known in the WWE as the Big Show. I'm sure he can eat that big of a burger. I mean, dude weighs 500 pounds and 400 pounds. Big, big dude. So, so hopefully you're still enjoying these fun food facts here. Okay. Now, I'll give you one more fun food fact for the day. Um, I think you'll really enjoy this. Okay. Did you know that hot dogs were originally called dachshund sausages? It was called dachshund sausages in the United States until World War One, when the name was changed because of anti-German sentiment. The term hot dog was actually believed to have originated in the New York Polo Grounds um, in the early 1900s, even though it wasn't adopted for the food item until World War One, which was about 1912 ish. Okay, so there's one more for you. Um, so kind of give you guys kind of something you may have missed if you're now just recently hopping on here. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So I made a list earlier. I brought out 10 items that were actually quite interesting food pairings. Some of it I've tried, some of it I haven't, right? And I'll run down the list one more time before I go today. Okay. The first thing it was watermelon and feta. Okay. The second thing on the list was peanut butter and pickles. Third thing, if you've tried it, awesome. If you haven't, you should. Totally worth it. Bacon and maple syrup. And now that I got a couple people viewing this, I'll go ahead and re-give you the recipe for some sweet and spicy bacon. And what you do is you take your bacon, you lay it flat on a cookie sheet or a sheet pan, cooking tray, whatever you want to call it. Sprinkle it with a hint of cayenne pepper. Top it with some maple syrup. Preheat your oven to 385 if it's a conventional oven, and 370 if it's a convectional oven. And convectional is the one with the fan in the back that spins. And then bake it for 18 to 21 minutes. If you like it a little bit crunchier, go to 24, but do not go past 24 because that's when the sugar is going to go ahead and start turning black and getting extremely bitter and make it not very pleasant to try. Okay, so bam, free recipe for y'all tonight. Try it, believe me. And then if you do, come back, comment, and tell me how it went for you. I'd be curious about your results. Um, Also, number six, chocolate and avocado. Number five, strawberry, or excuse me, number five, strawberries and balsamic vinegar. All right. Next was French fries and ice cream. After that, I talked about pineapple and cheese, bananas, not plantains, Yurdola and Chiquita type, and bacon, banana and bacon. Another combination people have tried. I have not. It sounds awful. Green olives and orange. And then last combination I talked about was blueberry and steak. I think these were 10 very interesting food combinations that I've tried some. I think they're interesting. Some I can see how the flavors work, and others, not so much. Um, last couple comments I'll make on the evening. I want you guys to go ahead and, if you haven't, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here at the Go2Chef. Check out my videos. I've been doing this for a little over a year now. I've got a lot of videos. I've got a lot of content that in the beginning wasn't so great, but I still left up anyways. And then some content that I thought as it got better was cool. Talked about some kitchen gadgets, cooking techniques. I've got beverages on there, food recipes, and I've got my fun food trivia. Okay. Also, if you didn't know, also you can go ahead to Facebook, follow me there at the Go2Chef. Just take a look at my YouTube handle. It's the same for my Facebook and also for my TikTok. A lot of interesting stuff goes on the platforms, um, and hopefully in the not too distant future, I'll be able to set up, some extra services where I can provide recipes to you. I can give you step by step cooking guides, hopefully in the future as well. There's a lot of good things I want to get planned. It all starts with subscribing. Okay, for every subscribe, that gets me one step closer to being able to reach goals to expand my ability to bring this amazing concepting, um, the amazing concept and um, well, I don't know how else to call it, but product to you, right? Um, there's a lot of free content out there, and I'm hoping to expand upon being able to bring it to you in a fun and entertaining type of way. Uh, you know, stay tuned to my channel as well. You'll see roughly 3 p.m. Mountain Time or 5 p.m. Pacific Time. No, not Pacific. Eastern Standard Time. So about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll see every single day at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Maybe that's right. No, it's not right. Anyways, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, EST. So if you're on the East Coast, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, I have a new about every Monday through Friday, especially Tuesdays and Fridays. I have a new video that posts on Fun Food Trivia. Saturdays, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope you guys come back and enjoy this content. And I'll tell you what, as always, subscribe and go and